That, to many of us, is the guitar of the greatest in the world, Doc Watson. Doc, it's great to have you here at Channel 5 Studios today.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Doc, you've been playing this guitar for a long, not this guitar necessarily, but guitar and folk music for a long time. All of your life, have you?
I started learning the guitar when I was about 12 years old, and the banjo a little earlier, when I was about 11.
Now, who taught them to you?
My dad taught me a little bit about the banjo, and made me a little homemade fretless banjo, and then the guitar I just learned by ear.
Musical household. Can you talk about music in your family when you were a kid?
I think it was no more musical than the average. My father never played old-time banjo a single time that I know of during my lifetime until I was about 11. Then he made me one that summer, and I heard him play a few tunes on it. My mother sang a few ballads around the house. But from the time I can remember, I loved music, be it Carson Robinson and the Buckaroos or Gid Tanner and the Skillet Lickers. It was part of the old-time music we had in the little wind-up phonograph. One of my brother Lenny borrowed my cousin Spencer's guitar. He'd ordered him one from Montgomery Ward, and he borrowed the thing, and we kept it a month, I guess. One morning I was sitting by the fire fooling with that thing, and Dad was finishing his breakfast, and he turned around and said, "Son, if you'll learn to play a tune on that thing, by the time we get back home, we'll take the money out of your piggy bank and I'll finish it out and we'll buy you a guitar Saturday." I fooled him. An old boy at school went to school with Paul Montgomery, had showed me a few chords. When Dad got back home, I could play the chords and sing "When the Roses Bloom in Dixieland," so he had to keep his word. I came in through a pretty hard door. I started in the folk revival in the 60s, early 60s, solo first, and I came home, when I came back home off the first solo concert tour I did that lasted from 17th of March to the 22nd of May, I swore I'd never do that again. And about a third of the way down that, my friend, the late Ralph Rinsler, called me and said, "I got some news for you." I said, "Well, if it's bad, lay it on me." He said, "It ain't bad. You're going to get a beautiful surprise." He said, "Merle has started playing the guitar. Rosalie taught him his first chords, and he's just took it and gone with it." And at the end of June that year, he came to the Berkeley Folk Festival with me and played backup guitar.
Well, now, to whom do you attribute your style? Is it something you developed on your own or picked up from your father or whoever taught you how? Or?
My guitar styling is a combination of all the good old traditional musicians that I've listened to over the years. I heard fiddle tunes and tried to fiddle for, 18 months, I guess, and I wasn't much better than a hungry pig on the thing. So I decided I'm going to learn some fiddle tunes on the guitar, and I figured out that if you begin to pick up and down, even strokes, getting the notes coming up and down, you can get them a lot faster without working so hard. And the fiddle tunes, I learned one or two, and didn't do much with it until I heard Grady Martin play guitar in Nashville on Sugarfoot Rag and Hank Garland and those boys, and I thought, hey, if they can play fiddle tunes that smooth, I believe I can learn one or two. So I worked at it.
As I walked over London Bridge one misty morning early, I heard some fair young maiden say, "Lord, spare me the life of Georgie. Saddle me up my milk-white steed and bridle."
And to my surprise, and it was a little scary, I'd sit on the stage at a folk festival and play to 1,500 or 3,000 people. And you could hear a pin drop sometimes, unless there was city noise. And man, it was a little scary till I get used to that. You knew they were going to hear every mistake you'd made.
My dad gave me my first harmonica when I was 6.
So 81 years you've been making music, and that part's still fun, but the traveling around is getting a little old.
I was a little girl the first time I ever seen him. I guess I was about 10. He came over to our house. My daddy was a musician, and he came over there with Willard Watson and played some with my daddy one evening. And then the following Sunday, we went back over to Willard's house, and Doc was there, you know. Then I guess I didn't see him anymore till I was 13, wasn't I? And we moved over close to where Doc's folks lived. And he and Arnold came out there and played with Daddy all the time.
So you saying Willard was the matchmaker?
No.
No, I was just little. Out in the cold world and far away from home, somebody's boy is wandering alone. No one to guide him or keep his footsteps right. Somebody's boy is homeless tonight. Bring back my boy, my boy.
I'll tell you, you're one of the finest flat pickers in the world I've ever heard.
Well, I can't do what I used to do on the guitar because I'll be 80 next year, and old Father Time said,
You don't look it and you don't play like it.
well, old Father Time says, boy, I'm going to have to slow them fingers down just a
You're
little.
like that wine. It gets better with age.
I still like to try to play clean. I can't play as high speed as I one time did.
That's all right.